welcome to Unplugged with Eraldo and Daryn. I am your host, Eraldo Maglera, and this is my beautiful co-host, Daryn Carr.
Beautiful. This was the best intro you've ever given me,
like
Eraldo.
That? Did you like that intro?
All right, I called you handsome earlier, so I feel like now I'm buttering that up.
I returned the favor, right?
Yeah, you look more bundled than me. I need gloves.
Yeah, because it's kind of cold. You know why? Because we are in Bryant
Park. Arguably the best park in New York City, one of my favorites.
Hands down, absolutely.
Holiday shoppers, carousel, skating rinks.
Right?
We're so excited to be here.
Unbelievable. This is a beautiful park. So let's get to our first guest.
Yes.
Her name is Piper Harlow. She is the owner of Fearless Public Relations. Thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And the coolest coat on the market.
Yes,
Bunch
you
of
love
faces.
it. It's vintage.
Yes.
I'm not going to tell you how long I've had it for.
I mean,
it's making a comeback.
It's
so
impressive.
Is this cool or what?
I love it. It's
Isn't
beautiful.
it beautiful?
Absolutely.
You look bundled, which is important.
Yes.
So Piper, let's begin with the first question. Tell me a little bit about yourself and how you started your public relations firm.
Yeah, what is Fearless?
So Fearless comes from a lot of different things, but we can talk a little bit more about that later as well.
Of course. Yeah.
I worked in New York, right after college, and I worked for a talent agency, and I worked in advertising after that for some of the largest publications in New Jersey. And I also went into real estate, started a big real estate magazine in New Jersey, and then the stock market crashed.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with that, yes.
So you remember that.
Yes.
So I was trying to get a job back in marketing, and I just couldn't do it. And I met with a recruiter who actually asked me out to lunch. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird, but let's do it. Yeah. So we go out to lunch, and she says, listen, I think that public relations is what you really should get into, because with your Rolodex and with your experience in newspaper publications, I have a book. I want to help 1 million job seekers find jobs. Will you take me on as your first client? And so I fearlessly did that. I went for it. Fearlessly. I never worked for a big PR firm. I learned how to do everything by myself. So I called up all my friends who were reporters and asked them, what they wanted, what they were looking for, and that's why I've been able to have such success with my clients for the past over 10 years.
So you're really like an entrepreneur who's helping other entrepreneurs build their own brand, would you say?
I do work with people who are starting their own brand, but I also work with established companies and celebrities as well.
And you media train these people as well,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
And so what are some of the lessons that you can teach? Just asking for a friend. That would be good for media, yeah.
Yeah, some of the things I teach is, how to pitch the media, because there's a lot of do's and don'ts that reporters want or journalists want.
Sure.
I teach people how to get events for free, right? Because some people who are just starting out, they don't have a lot of money, they think that they can't do this, but you actually can.
So is there a limited clients that you have?
Yeah.
Do they find you somewhere? Do you find them? How does that work?
I have a lot of word of mouth referrals, but you can also go to my website, harlowpublicity.com, and see all the different services we have there.
And how many clients do you have? I'm sorry.
No,
how many
go.
clients do you have right now currently on your roster that you represent?
Including celebrities, I've got about 15.
15.
Yeah.
Wow, so
And are there any clients who wouldn't take on for any sort of reason that they're not far along in their career, or they don't have the right passion? Like what criteria are you looking for?
It depends on the vibe.
Okay.
I really want to see what your message and your story is. So if I don't believe in your message and your story, then I can't do you justice by promoting you.
Right.
But I don't really do pharmaceuticals, things like that.
You actually have an interesting story yourself. You're a 9/11 survivor, am I right?
Yes.
And we are in New York City. How has this impacted your life and maybe your future business and in general?
So that was actually the day that changed my life.
That changed a lot of people's lives.
It did.
Yeah, we're in the heart of it now.
Yeah, I was fresh out of college. I was working for a talent agency not too far from here, and conquering the world, right? I've made it. I'm in New York, and then all of a sudden there's armed guards on every corner, and I actually started to develop severe anxiety and panic attacks, and I didn't understand what it was. PTSD, absolutely. And it kind of made me a little bit of a recluse. I was scared to go out. I couldn't go to restaurants. I couldn't go into buildings more than one story. So I did a lot of self-therapy. And
so it affected you a lot.
It really affected me for actually a couple years. I was almost like, agoraphobic.
Scared of social interactions almost.
And then I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not living my life, and I'm not going to let other people ruin that for me. so, you know, I learned slowly how to interact again with society, and this is what I actually teach a lot about right now. I have a tattoo that I got.
Ooh, a pink one.
It's a pink one. It reminds me to be fearless, but to also fear less, if you break that word up. And I teach people about this because, you know, starting a business is so scary.
Of course.
And there's a lot of ways to overcome that. So that's really how it impacted me, and I just want to share my message and my story, and I hope that I can inspire other people to break through whatever anxieties or depressions they might be having and believe in themselves, because you can do it.
Wow.
If there's something that sticks in your mind, something you've done, an event or something, or maybe you've been on location somewhere besides 9/11, of course, but something that sticks in your mind, say, wow, that was a lot of work. That was a lot of time I had to put into it. Something maybe you were proud of, something maybe that.
We did, so actually my first client, we did a total career makeover contest. And it was a national contest.
Really?
Yeah.
Career makeover. I like this.
Well, because what happens is, you know, people sometimes are in the job market for a really long time, especially if you're in your, you know, maybe 40s, 50s, 60s.
Right.
It's
Sure.
very hard. So the way that you look is actually a lot to do with whether you get a job or not. So
how do I look?
You look fantastic.
Doesn't she look
on your
great?
body. You're hired.
I'm asking again for a friend. I
You
just
are
wanna make
hired.
sure. Okay, good.
But and a lot of that is confidence too. If you're constantly interviewing and you're not getting jobs, you know, your whole demeanor's down. The way that you sit is down. So we did this contest. We actually had some of the cast of Jerseylicious do the makeovers. We had PVH Corp donate a lot of the clothes, and we did it at Trump Tower.
Wow.
I even had a dentist who's now my dentist.
Wow, all right.
Do their teeth, because he said, like, there's a smile when you're interviewing and you have good teeth, you're going to get the job. So we did this whole reveal at the event with the before and the after, and both those people landed jobs within about a month, and they'd been in the job market for over 2 years.
Well, Piper, anyone who wants to reach out to you, possibly, you know, have you take them on, where can they reach you? Where can they find you?
Just go to my website, www.harlowpublicity.com, and you can just email me or, you know, call the phone number, and I'm happy to consult with you.
She's fearing less, people. She's fearing less.
Piper, thanks for being here.
Piper, thank you so much for being here.
Such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks again. Guys, stick with us. We'll be right back.